Aloha! My name is Imago, and I'm so excited to share with you today one of my very favorite recipes with one of my favorite ingredients, raw chocolate. So let's get started on caramel pecan fudge. Now my first ingredient is medjool dates, and you need to make sure that they're pitted, and to do that all you do is break it in half with your fingers, remove that pit and the stem if there's one on there, and discard it. So now here I have 10 medjool dates and 1/2 cup of raw almond butter. And also 1/2 cup of raw coconut butter. And our magic ingredient, 1 cup of raw cacao powder. And if you'd like, you can substitute raw carob powder for the cacao powder. There we go. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You see the chocolate smoke coming up out of there? And then a pinch or a twist of Himalayan sea salt. That just enhances the flavor. I add a little bit of sea salt to everything to enhance the flavor. Now, we're going to process this in the food processor with an S blade until we get a nice crumbly dough. I've removed the blade, and what we have is a crumbly dough that if you just pull it apart like that, it crumbles, but if you squish it together, it sticks. It makes a beautiful dough. This is pressed into a standard 8-inch loaf pan, and you can actually use any kind of pan that you like, but beware if you're not using silicone that it could stick, so put some wax paper in it. Line it with wax paper. It makes it a lot easier for it to come out. I'm just going to press that down in there. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for about an hour. And while it's refrigerating, we're going to make the topping. And to do that, again, 10 medjool dates and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Into the food processor, and we're going to turn it on until it's a nice creamy smoothie caramel consistency. So this is what we want it to look like. You see, it's nice and creamy and smooth. Okay. Let's get our fudge out of the fridge. Once the fudge has set up and it's nice and cold, then we're going to turn it upside down onto a cutting board and put our topping on it. Can't help but get your fingers involved in this one. Now, simply spread that over the top of the fudge. Alright, once that's covered, then we're going to put it back in the fridge for about half an hour. Now it's set up, so what I'm going to do is put an optional ingredient on here that I love, but you can leave it out if you like, and that is some sea salt on top. One of my favorite drinks is salted caramel chocolate. So we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt right on the top. And if you'd rather not have it, put it on just one piece and taste it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, cut it into 1-inch squares. I'll just cut one here so you can see how wonderful that is. And then on the top, I'm going to garnish it with a pecan. So here we have caramel pecan fudge. Absolutely delicious. Not to die for, to live for. So please, go to hotrawchef.com to vote for me. Don't forget, do it now. That's hotrawchef.com to cast your People's Choice vote for me, Imago. Mahalo and aloha.